Hey there! I am going to tell you why you should play Eldar for 40K. First off, I'm biased because Eldar are my favorite faction. They were the very first thing that I picked up for my very first army in, I'm going to say, 1997. And I picked up about 50 metal infantry figures, which was kind of what they were making at the time, and painted them up the best I could. Obviously, I didn't know what I was doing. And in my first game versus Space Marines, I was utterly crushed. And it seemed unfair because I was like, I did the best I could. And it seemed like my opponent just was able to counter everything that I did. Well, guess what? It was because I was terrible. And to this day, through all the evolution of the Eldar, through 8 different editions, the Eldar have definitely come out on top as a finesse army. They take a lot of skill to play them. But if you do them right, you are going to dance circles around the person that you're playing with. And not only that, not only are they competitive, solid, they also are fun to play. That's the other part of a finesse army, which is there's a learning curve, but they have a lot of options. Not only a lot of options with list building, but a lot of options once you get onto the battlefield. They have great movement, great ranged, they can have great close combat. And so in terms of the technical nuts and bolts of the army, the Eldar are very strong. Now, the model range is also one of the best in Games Workshop's line. Having said that, they also have some weak spots in there where there's like really old sculpts, but the old sculpts, because if you go on Eldar groups, they're always like, when are we going to get some attention? Well, first off, A, you do get attention, and B, the old sculpts are good. They're all very beautiful. So there's really something to be said for the aesthetic of the army. But back to support. I think Eldar are, they've come out with a lot of good things. Mainly, the biggest one I think is the jet bikes. The jet bikes really needed an overhaul. And a couple of years ago with 7th edition, they definitely did the jet bikes right. They look really, really good. And there's a ton of conversion potential. Also, with the many years of that they've been around, secondary actors have put out really cool stuff. Wargame Exclusive is one of those that you definitely want to check out. All right, so what are the other factors of why you should play Eldar? Oh, aesthetics, the way that they look. First off, the sculpts are awesome. The Eldar have a very strong visual effect, very sleek, the thing with the spirit stones where they have those oval jewels on them, just super yummy. And you can paint them a lot of different color variations. There's lots of, in the game world, there's craft worlds, these giant spaceships that the Eldar travel on instead of living on planets. And so so you've got a lot of options with color scheme, even if you go with established craft worlds. And you don't even have to do that. You can completely make up your own, and your own symbology and background. So there's a lot of well-established, well-defined different factions for them in terms of how you can choose colors for your army. And within that, there's different ways that you can go about it. There's the use of chevrons, which are like stripes and V's and stuff like that. You can also do galaxy pattern. Like the Eldar are just all over the place aesthetically in terms of not only the game background, but also how people have done them over the many years. So much reference for them. Now, the last thing I would say is Eldar, typically not a lot of people play Eldar. Sometimes, of course, you'll be in groups of gamers where it's like, out of 9 people, there's 2 or 3 Eldar players, which would be a lot percentage-wise, considering that for 40K, there's at least 30 different factions that you could play. Last thing I'm going to say about Eldar, it's all good, by the way, biased, but it's also truthful, and is that there's sub-factions of Eldar now. You could do Corsairs or add a Corsairs band. Same thing with Harlequins. Harlequins have some gorgeous figures. And if you get rid of, some people like all the checkers and the patterns and the whole playing card thing they have going on, the diamonds and whatnot. I'm not a fan. I like their more abstract color schemes. But what I'm saying is Harlequins, that is a handsome range. And you can just fit them right in with your Eldar army. So there's a lot of good reasons to play Eldar. And that's what I got to say about that.